Hello and welcome to this video. Welcome to Scotland and more specifically to Loch Etive. Loch Etive is a sea loch located in the West Highlands of Scotland within the region of Argyll and Bute. It lies just north of the town of Oban and stretches inland for around 19 miles from the village of Connell to the remote head of Glen Etive. The loch is surrounded by dramatic highland scenery. The surrounding landscape is rugged and varied, with steep mountain slopes, native woodland, rocky shorelines, and areas of open heath at higher ground. In this video, I'm going to be exploring it by foot, by car, and even by kayak, looking, of course, for wildlife. I really hope you enjoy joining me in my exploration of this stunning location in wild Scotland. Let's go and see what wildlife we can find. And the first stop on this adventure is a narrow stretch of water where the loch meets the sea, known for its strong tidal currents. The tide flows through a natural bottleneck beneath a road bridge, creating standing waves, whirlpools, and fast-moving whitewater. As the tide changes, the direction of the flow reverses. It's one of the few places in the UK where whitewater rapids occur in saltwater. I am here at the Falls of Laura. It's quite bright, a little bit muggy today. The falls are caused by the tide, so they are tidal rapids and they can attract wildlife such as otters and seals who can be found searching for food among the rough waters. The bridge across the falls is a road, and there's also a road behind me, so it isn't the most peaceful of wildlife watching spots, but because of the time of day and there being some rapids, even though they're not particularly rough, but there are some out there, I thought it would be worth coming to see if I could see some wildlife here. Found some seals. I hadn't realised there are some seals sat out on an island just behind where the falls are. So I think that I might head just over here, just the other side of this, because there's also another quite a large area of seaweed, and sitting here I can't help but wondering if I'm missing something that is the other side of that. So I'm going to move further away from the bridge, which is in front of me, just have a look over there. And this is where I found signs of a regular otter feeding spot with a pile of crab remains and a fresh spraint next to an older spraint. So I've been here now for maybe 2.5 hours, probably going to head off soon. There's not a huge amount happening wildlife wise, even though it's obviously a beautiful view. But yeah, I think I'll probably head off soon and explore more of the loch. Across the bridge and further up the loch, I found an abandoned boat, and whilst having a look at it, spotted a female common eider duck and ducklings, as well as a cormorant. Interestingly, the eider is the UK's heaviest and fastest flying duck species. Eider ducklings are able to dive and swim almost immediately after hatching, which helps them evade predators from a very young age. Further up the loch from here, on the same side, I was able to get a closer view of some seals. The next part of this adventure took place across the loch, and this is where I was able to get much closer to the water. So I have been exploring Loch Etive by foot and by car, but this evening I'm going to do something really exciting and explore it by kayak. I've got my GoPro, as you can see. I won't be taking my big camera out with me. Let's go and have an adventure on the kayak, see if we can see any wildlife. If not, just enjoy the peace and quiet of paddling around the loch. I'm out on the loch now. The sun is just going behind those mountains there. It's actually pretty still. Sound of the water, some birds. The water here is quite black to look at. I'm actually drifting further and further out at the moment. But yeah, I'm going to paddle now and head around the edge. Time to switch the GoPro, I think. It wasn't long before I attracted the curiosity of the local seals. This one came particularly close. There's a seal over there. Right over there. Yeah, can you see just over there? Sometimes they pop up behind. There's one over there coming towards me. I love it when seals get curious. Spin around and have a look all the way around. The seals over there. It's actually going to be a lot easier going back because that's the way that the current is trying to take me. Seal again, popping up to have a look at me. I can also hear a missile thrush in the fields, and I can hear a sandpiper. I can actually see the sandpiper flying around, but I'm not sure if it will pick it up on here because it's a little bit further away. Oh, you can see the sandpiper. It's on the log over there. Actually, I think that might be a chick. I think it is. There's some on the beach as well. So the sandpiper is hiding up in one of the trees, interestingly. I imagine it's calling its chicks to hide themselves in the roots of the tree or something like that. Because I'm coming along, so. I didn't get footage of all my travels around the loch that evening, but shared the wildlife related parts with you. It was so incredibly peaceful to be out on the water alone. Well, aside from my seal friends. Heading back, it was a bit choppier but faster as the current was on my side. Wow, what a beautiful experience. I'm going to head back now as it's going dark. But this was amazing. Had some seal friends. I heard different birds. And I just experienced some of wild Scotland. It's incredible. Moving back down the loch, I stopped at Kelly's Pier. Kelly's Pier was built in the 1700s to support the nearby Bonor iron furnace. The weather was very mixed whilst I was in Scotland, and on this day it was rather rainy. The rain really is coming down, but I didn't want to let this stop me from having a wildlife adventure. Let's go and drive around to the next stop and see what we can see. And the next stop was not a disappointment. I've seen an otter. So I literally just snuck down the beach, set up my hide, and I'm hoping that it comes in a bit closer. Hoping to see otters, and I was literally just parked by the loch, saw a head popping out of the water, had a closer look and saw a tail, so I knew it was an otter, and so I quickly got out, made my way down the beach every time the otter went under the water, and when it was under, popped my tent up, moved it down to the water's edge, and I'm now set up with my camera filming the otter. This is absolutely amazing. I can actually see it eating fish. I'm hoping it comes in land. I'm not sure if it will. The tide's actually coming in. I've had to move my tent back a couple of times. I'm just literally looking up at it on my screen now. So yeah, very, very happy about this. Obviously I don't know if it's a male or female. I think some people think that you can tell the difference between male and female otters because the males are larger or have larger heads or something, but you can never really tell without seeing if they've got male or female parts. You can never tell from just seeing the otter. Obviously a good way to tell if you're seeing a female otter is if it's accompanied by otter cubs. This otter that I have just seen, and all otters in the UK, are the Eurasian otter, or Lutra lutra. There are no other otters that live in the wild in the UK. Some people think there is a sea otter, but that is the Eurasian otter that also goes in the sea and hunts in the sea. when I first got here, there was some sort of a strip of land here before the tide came in, and the otters seemed to be heading towards that a couple of times, but as I say, twice dog walkers came along just at the wrong moment. I mean, it might not have come onto the land there anyway, but I did wonder if it might do. Anyway, it's now swum off way into the distance past these boats, so, but it's so beautiful here. The water's like glass, and even though it's quite misty, it's still gorgeous light, and I'm really hoping I got some good footage of the otter hunting. I had to move the hide back a couple of times. The first time I was so focused on filming the otter, I didn't even realise the water had come in and was around me. I was actually kneeling in it and I didn't even notice because I was just so excited to see the otter and I was too busy trying to focus my camera on it. There were a few dog walkers around here though, and one dog was barking quite a lot, and the otter moved much further out. So I was so hopeful to see otters that I didn't even dare say it at the beginning of this video. I was just thinking bird watching, and wouldn't it be amazing if I got sight of an otter? So yeah, it was incredible to see one and to finish the day with seeing one. Such a blessing, and I've really enjoyed filming it. Also at Loch Etive, I saw some red deer, some gorgeous sandpiper chicks, got some trail camera footage of a pine marten, and had an incredible but rather dramatic adventure. It's actually getting worse. But that will be in an upcoming video where I went wild camping and hiked up Glen Noe. I really hope you enjoyed this wildlife adventure and learning about the wildlife around Loch Etive. Thanks so much for watching this video. Please support my channel by liking and subscribing, and I will see you next time.